man in the world, and my country needs me. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to grab one too. Jumps out the door. Then the priest says to the little Boy Scout, he says, you know, young man, I've been blessed with a wonderful life, and I'm secure in that I'm going to be meeting my Creator soon. Why don't you take that last parachute? The Boy Scout says, that's all right, Father. The smartest man in the world just took my backpack. All right, on that note, I want to talk about someone who really is smart, and that is someone who's going to come speak. It's a rally, but on my behalf, Sheriff Joe Arpaio is coming to Kansas City. Political races. We're going to be talking about illegal means illegal and restoring the rule of law. And first time he's ever come, and it's going to be at the Mid-American Nazarene University here in Olathe, so I invite all of you to come there. Bring signs, because I'm sure the protesters will bring theirs. So please make a sign if you want to come see Sheriff Joe. Now, a lot of people have asked me, Chris, you've done a good job fighting illegal immigration in states around the country, helping Arizona and such. Why are you running for Secretary of State? And my answer is, it's the same fight, just on slightly different ground. What are we doing to restore the rule of law? It's all about restoring the rule of law in immigration and restoring the rule of law to protect the integrity of our vote. Now think about it. Think about what are the organizations that are most opposed to restoring the rule of law when it comes to voting? They are the SEIU, ACORN, sister organization, and the ACLU. No sooner does Arizona drop a law in place than the ACLU drops a lawsuit right next to it. And I'm constantly going against ACLU attorneys. Similarly, the same organizations will oppose any state that tries to put a photo ID rule in place. Now, as you know, I came out early and very strongly in favor of photo ID. But the question is not, are you in favor of photo ID? The question is, can you make it stick? Now, 2008, the state of Indiana passed the photo ID law, actually passed it before 2008, went to the Supreme Court in 2008, they won a 6-3 decision in the U.S. Supreme Court, Crawford versus Marion County. But the untold story is that in 2009, another lawsuit was brought on state law grounds in Indiana, and challengers won in the Indiana Court of Appeals. And they are relentless, and that case is now in front of the Indiana Supreme Court. And I hope and pray that the state wins. But the point is, as soon as Kansas passes this law, which we will, under Governor Brownback, we are going to face a lawsuit. And I've already started drafting this law. It's ready to go, and I'm ready to defend this law. So when that lawsuit comes, we have to prove that we are a state that can draft the right law and we can make it stick. Now let's talk about the second thing we have to do, and that is we have to have proof of citizenship at the time you register. Now, there are some reasonable people can disagree on this issue, and there is some disagreement, so you have a choice in the Secretary of State's race. I think it is absolutely essential. Right now, all you do is check a box. Yes, I am a U.S. citizen. Well, that's not good enough. We have to follow Ronald Reagan's advice. We have to trust but verify. And that's what needs to be done, because we have a real situation on our hands where, especially in some of the meatpacking towns, people are being registered who are not U.S. citizens. And that is a civil rights violation. Indeed, it's a civil rights violation of our time. Nowadays, people are not being turned away from the polls based on the color of their skin. Rather, their vote is being canceled out, and they don't even know it, by someone who's not a U.S. citizen or someone who's voting fraudulently. So we have to recognize that this is a very important issue to restore the rule of law in our elections. Because until we restore, it's not until we restore the rule in our elections that we can be confident that we, the people, can take back our country. And that is absolutely what must happen. Now, I want to wrap this out by saying I will be bringing a different approach to the Secretary of State's office. There's no question about that. I think for years it's been more of a ministerial approach, just an elected bureaucrat that makes sure the trains run on time and makes sure that the offices run well. And I will do that. But we also now have to have a law enforcement approach. If we want to stop voter fraud, we have to prosecute voter fraud. And I will make sure that happens. And I would say this, that you have a clear choice in this election. I've been endorsed by the Kansas for Life, the Kansas State Rifle Association, the Kansas Republican Assembly, the Independence Caucus. And I think you know where I stand. Many of you have helped me in the past elections, and I thank you so much for your past support. But the press and the Democrats know that there are some big choices coming and some big things are going to be happening. And I just want to close by reading a quote from the Topeka Capital Journal. This was on March 17th, the day after Chris Biggs was appointed Secretary of State. I'll just read from the article. Senate Minority Leader Anthony Hensley, Democrat of Topeka, said Biggs was more qualified for the position than Steinecker. The most important duty of Democrats is to prevent Kobach from taking over the office, Hensley said. Well, I ask you this. Help me foil the Democrats in meeting their most important duty. Thank you.